Hello, Munch here. Welcome to the Season 4 finale of Getting Hammered, the FM18 West Ham save. In the last episode, you saw us get humbled by the hands of Bayern Munich, where we drew 3-3 in the first leg at home and then got battered / humiliated 6-2 away at the Allianz Arena. It did not go very well. I'm going to hold my hands up and say, on reflection, I'm recording this episode pretty much straight after it. I've had a little bit of time just to sit back and absorb it all, and I know my tactics are a bit mad. I just went for it too hard. I know that. It's just a bit gutting. But I want to kind of get through the season, get it finished off, take some time away, and then come back with a brand new squad for next season. Today, we've got Newcastle away to finish the season. Hopefully, we can finish on a high. It deserves to be finished on a high, so let's just crack on straight into the game, and then we can kind of sum up the season afterwards. So we have actually got quite a good record against Newcastle in this in the game so far. I'm going to put Ruben Loftus-Cheek in for Sissy. Other than that, it's pretty much the same lineup that faced against Bayern Munich. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to take Rebecca out. I'm going to bring Bernat in. I think it might have made a difference having him. Obviously, he is our first choice left back because he was ineligible, and so was Diallo, who's been very useful for me. I think that probably didn't help in the Bayern game. I'm also not sure about Albeck and Toussaint as a partnership. Albeck, I think, is quality, but Toussaint seems to go a little bit mad recently. Good. Joel Campbell knocks it over the top to Chikorito Hernandez, and Paul Lopez makes a good save. So because this is going to be a bit more like a kind of me sort of talking session about through the team and where I think we need to get better, as this game doesn't really mean much, I think the positions that we really need to focus on, I think, are at the back, definitely. I think Felix has had a brilliant season in terms of overperforming. I don't think he can do it again next season. I think we need a little bit more quality as Hernandez hits the post and we managed to clear it away. I think we need a bit more there. I think goalkeeper is obviously an area where we need strengthening. I think Paul Lopez was a good signing, but I think he's kind of shown that in the big games he's not quite up to scratch because he didn't make one save, I don't think, in any of the Bayern games. He might have made some when we were already 6-2 down, but by that stage it's too late, do you know what I mean? It's in those big moments I need him to turn up and make big saves. I'm quite happy with the midfield at the moment. I don't think I'm going to see us strengthening too much there. I quite like Albeck, I like Toussaint. Obviously Danny Drinkwater will still be here, and that's poor from Ruben, I have to say. That's such a bad ball. And Joel Campbell's going to go up against Kenny Tete here. He's absolutely roasted him. Joel Campbell keeps running. Whips into the front post. It's 1-0 Newcastle. It's just all falling apart at the end of the season. Oh, dear me. It's all going wrong. Good thing we won it beforehand, didn't it? Because I tell you, we've got problems next year if this form continues. What is that from Tete? That's another position we need to strengthen. Not the right back. I think Kenny Tete is obviously on his day. He's brilliant, but I think getting him some competition is going to be necessary. Probably the same with Bernat on the left, because I think Rebecca has been very good this year, but I don't think he's a suitable replacement. I think to retain the lead next year and win the Champions League, we're going to need a lot more in terms of genuine squad depth. You need like two really good first strength 11s. I think we've got one very good first strength 11 and one sort of solid one. So we have like a kind of genuine top 6, top 4 first 11, and then our reserve 11 is like a kind of maybe a mid-table one, but obviously with some star players running there like Moise Keane, etc. I think Dom Solanke is obviously going to go back. I think Brenner, Arp, Keane all obviously staying very, very good. I think we're going to need a little bit more up front in case they start drying up. I think that you can tell Brenner's kind of Brenner, do you know what I mean? He carries on going and he's pretty good. It'll give you like a 7.0 and get you a goal or an assist every game. Arp in the last couple of months has just been not really there. He's sort of run out of steam. I bet you he scores in a minute. As Arp does actually go through on goal. And he scores. Forget what I said. But no, genuinely, like in the last couple of months, he hasn't really been up to the sort of Arp standard. It was always going to be hard to maintain, the kind of level that he was at. But I think when he gets tired and he's not firing, I think we were relying strictly then on Moise Keane to kind of come in and do us a favour, and I think that's not going to work going forward. We need more than that. You look at the Champions League when we had Bayern Munich, when they didn't have Thomas Muller playing, they brought in Paulo Dybala. Do you know what I mean? We need to get to that sort of level of player that we're looking at. I think tactics is also something else as well. I played the same tactic all the way through the season, and as you can tell, I think teams, and especially in the Premier League, are starting to figure out well, this is how they play. I'll have a look over the summer. I've been thinking about maybe doing a 3-4-1-2, or maybe going back to maybe basic 4-4-2. I haven't really decided yet. I think maybe a basic 4-4-2 would be quite cool. I like the diamond, but I don't like the lack of width that it gives you. So we're going to have to think about that. Apologies if this isn't really... Yeah, I know this isn't normally how I do the games, I know, but like I'm just trying to spitball here, and then hopefully we can all kind of get some thoughts into what we need. You know, this is all about kind of like you guys, I suppose, as much as it is me now, and because I think I've hit that sort of level where I'm not sure really where I need to go to get to that next bit, and this is probably where I need a bit of help, and that's why I want to involve you guys. That's what the channel's about. It's not just about me showing off stuff to you all the time. When it comes to Football Manager, and you'll find in like later series, I have some ideas where I want it to be quite interactive, which is why I'm going to hopefully at the end of this, as Chicharito smashes the ball over the bar, I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about maybe what kind of series I had in mind. The fact is, I'm going to let you pick what series it is that we do, because I think what I might do is, instead of winning the Champions League and keep going until we do it, I might finish it at next season, which means that we'll have had 5 years at West Ham, which seems like a nice period of time. Any more than that, I think it might get a bit stale, and I don't really want that. If you know, the only time I'm going to do more than 5 years, I think, is if it's like a kind of RTG long-term save, but that's because obviously you keep rotating the players, so it's always a bit fresh. In this one, I think it can get quite a bit. It's the same players all the time, isn't it? So I think, because we're not winning, we're going to bring off Loftus-Cheek and bring on Susiu, who I think will be our main cam going forward next year. I think the targets for next season have to be to retain the Premier League. If we retain the Premier League again next year, I would say that has been a success, and the series has been a success. If we can get deep into the Champions League again, then great. I think that's also very, very useful. Felix had a really bad end to the season. She's playing another 6.3, so we'll take him off. We'll take off Art and bring on Moise Keane as well. Brenner squares it to Kenny Tete. Cross it in, Kenny. He whips it in. Great defending. That was literally going to be right on Moise Keane's foot there. As Delip plays a nice ball. Lovely first time ball from Olbeck to let Kenny Tete through. His delivery is usually pretty good. Keane hits the bar, hits Galaxy. Funnily enough, it doesn't go in. We've not really had much luck, I don't think, in the last couple of games of the series, either in these last few months. Oh, come on. Johan Bask has scored for Newcastle, and it's 2-1. We're going to probably end the season with either a draw or a defeat. It's not exactly fair, I don't think. That's such poor marking and goalkeeping, and it's all poor. I think the minute we won the title, the guys just kind of like down tools, and that's it. It reminds me of like when Stoke and that used to get to the 40-point mark. Any Pulis team would get the 40-point mark. The minute they've done that, okay, yep, drop tools. No more is required. It feels a little bit like that. So, we won the league, so we don't need to work anymore. Great ball from Toussaint over the top to Kenneth. Can he take his touch away from the bloke? He's usually poor at one-on-one finishing, and that continues. That 33-game unbeaten run has been enough to see us over the line. It's not a great way to finish the year. I'm going to get aggressive and say you weren't good enough. I'm getting annoyed with the boys towards the end of the season. It's literally like they just down tools, and I can't motivate them to get their game up. They're obviously feeling sorry for themselves after the Bayern Munich defeat. We've only lost 3 games all year, so you can't really knock it. At the end of it, we've won a Premier League title, and if we look at the stages at the end, played 38, won 28, drawn 7, lost 3, scored 99 goals. We only needed one more. That Brenner chance could have been our 100th goal of the season. Conceded 40, so we have got the 3rd best defence in the league, and the goal difference is miles out of everyone else. It's just, I think in those big games is where we're struggling. We took some thumpings this season. I think that's a mixture of the personnel and my tactics, but we just glossed over that, so I won't go any more into detail on it. We received £38.48 million for finishing first in the league. There's a press conference to do, which I will do in the meantime. But then we'll have a look at some of the awards, and then, like I said, we'll have a talk about maybe some of the upcoming series. And it won't be like a kind of you vote in this episode, it'll be the next episode. What I'll do is I'm going to leave, obviously the episode will be up, so we can always come back and revisit it. But I'm going to leave it up there for a period of time, and then I'll come back and see what you guys have decided that we're going to do for the for potentially like the next series. It's going to be a short one, but I'll go into those in a minute once we get to all the awards and stuff. So this year has been it's been a record season. It's just been breaking them left, right and centre. We've had the record low number of league defeats, which is obviously 3 for West Ham, which isn't bad. record high for West Ham. They've never finished top of the Premier League, obviously, so we've got that. Kenneth Brenner's average rating of 7.7 in 32 appearances is a new Premiership record. He previously set that last year with 7.61, so he's only getting better. Kenneth Brenner claims Footballer of the Year. I'm going to congratulate him for that. Overall, 32 appearances, 26 goals, 17 assists. Same as last year. He's averaged a goal or an assist per game. He wins Players Player of the Year. Arp gets top goal scorer award. Brenner doesn't even make the top 3, but only by 1 goal. Arp won it from Harry Kane by 2 goals. Brenner named as Young Player of the Year. Patricia named as Golden Glove. Paul Lopez came second. Interesting. He got a 6.92 rating, which isn't bad. So we did keep the second most amount of clean sheets. I've won Manager of the Year, which is nice to know. Thank you very much. West Ham players named in Players Team of the Year. You've got De Ligt, Felix, Brenner and Arp, obviously. A lot of United players in there. You've got Patricio, Lindelof, Guerrero, Brandt, Matic, and Casemiro and Martins, the other 2 joining them in that. End of season award, Fans Player of the Season was Kenneth Brenner with 56%, so an outright clear winner there. Arp got 32, Felix got 8, so they were pretty much my top 3 as well. Maybe except Kenny Tete, I thought he could have jumped in there. Dominic Solanke got goal of the season against Burnley. I want to see this one. Goal, that's when Hazard was playing Pinamonti to Dom. Cool, that is some finish. I thought it would have been Felix's, the volley against Manchester City outside the box. I thought that was goal of the season for me personally. Signing of the season is Paul Lopez. Interesting. Okay, maybe I've done him a disservice. Kenneth Brenner also claimed Young Player of the Season. No surprises there. So quickly run through the competitions then. Champions League, lost in the semi-final against Bayern. Won the Premier League, won the European Super Cup. Lost in the semi-final against in the FA Cup against Chelsea. And lost in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup against Tottenham, but that's back when they were banging in form. So if anything, actually, we've improved in every aspect this year. We've never actually played in the Champions League, so we've done quite well in that. Better in the domestic cup competitions because we never, I think, been past the 4th round for the FA Cup, and we haven't for the Carabao Cup, so that stayed around about the same. Best match apparently was our 5-0 thumping of Liverpool back in September, and the moment to forget was the 3-0 defeat to Southampton back in October. That seems fair enough. Looking good in terms of all the dynamics of the squad. We've got a nice core-lit group there. A few people may be leaving. I can see Milner going, maybe Oliveira going. I can see Solanke obviously will go. Diop's not completely safe. I want to keep Sisto, but again, I can see him leaving if we're not going to use wingers. Herodecki will obviously go if I can get someone to buy him, which I'm sure there'll be plenty of takers, but it's been good. We'll go to our end of team season meeting. And this is a tough one. What do you say? Because I can say to them, I expect us to win it next year again. Or I say that we can qualify for the Champions League next year and say that's almost like saying this was a bit of a one-off. It's tough to say. I'm going to go with Champions League, and they're like that. I don't want them to think. Got a lot of people are pissed off there though. Yeah, it's abysmal for Oliveira, Milner, Felix, Diop and Herodecki. They obviously think that we can win. Oh dear. I'm not upset. I've upset quite a few people in the camp. That's not great. Board confidence review. They're delighted with my leadership qualities. Obviously, they're delighted with winning the Premier League. They're a bit upset that I lost to Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. Trust me, so am I. I've been linked with the vacant Dortmund post. I'm gonna say there's just rumours. This is a West Ham save. I'm staying at West Ham, even though I'd quite like to go to Dortmund. It'd be quite cool when I can smash Bayern. Couple of notes then. Number one is that I'm actually going to be away on holiday for the week, basically commencing from Friday the 27th till basically the following Friday. I'm actually on holiday. I don't know what that's going to mean for the videos. I'm going to try and maybe bulk record a lot between now and then, so there's still videos coming out because I'm in a good space at the moment. I'm actually getting quite a few more subscribers over the last week or so, and all the support on the videos and the likes and the comments have been much appreciated. Please always do leave a like. It really does. When I'm it does really actually does make my day when I see that I've got a few likes and I'm getting the views in there. Spread the word around. If you really enjoy it, please let other people know. The more I want to get this together, I want this to be a community. I want to be able to talk to you guys, and I want it to become a little kind of Munch family, if you know what I mean. Everyone's opinions are welcome. We're going to get through all this together. Hopefully there'll be many more series like this, and I want to get you all as involved as possible. So thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. In terms of the save then, the next season will probably be the last season of the West Ham save. 5 years, I touched on it in the game, 5 years seems to be a nice point to finish it. If we win the Champions League, magic. I've achieved more than I thought I would. I'd like to retain the Premier League and maybe win the FA Cup. as well. I know a bit of trophy silverware would be nice. In terms of the series afterwards, now this is the thing I really wanted to talk about, and it might go on for a little bit. I'm hoping it won't go on for too long, but I want to do a series between the end of this West Ham save, which I think might be another 10 episodes after this one, and then FM19 coming out, which usually comes out in around about October, early November time. What I want to do then is I'm going to give us a few. I've been thinking of a few scenarios of what would be a nice kind of like quick series that we can do, because obviously it only needs to last like 2 or 3 months. I don't want to do another Premier League one because obviously we've done that with West Ham, so there's no real point in doing that again. I'd like to do a European one, so we could go to either a big club in a smaller European league, so let's say Ajax in Holland, where obviously they're a bit more of a selling club, and it'd be about changing the dynamic of the club, making it less of a selling club, and then trying to go for European trophies, obviously retaining the Eredivisie and then winning the Champions League. That would hopefully be the aim by the end. So I was thinking we could do that. We could do any kind of French team to challenge, or German team to challenge Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich respectively, because obviously they are the best teams in those leagues, and then again maybe trying to get on to win a Champions League with another team. I was thinking maybe we could do a Rangers one, because obviously being a Liverpool fan, Stevie G going up to Rangers. The problem with that one is obviously it's about beating Celtic, and without sounding it, I might be doing them a disservice, but it seems like it would be quite an easy one. So again, I don't know if that would be then maybe try to bring them back to a bit more glory, or maybe we go for a lower Scottish team. It's basically, I want to do like a kind of a different league to an English league, but with a team that we can kind of grow quite quickly and achieve stuff quite quickly, but it will still feel quite fulfilling. Do you see what I mean? Teams I had in mind were Ajax, Hoffenheim, or like Lyon or Nice in France. I'm open to any offers. I'm open to suggestions on what people would like me to do. So yeah, I mean, I'm very open to whatever it is that we do. If anyone's got any suggestions for any kind of series that they'd like me to do, a club and the challenge that they think that is achievable in the time frame that I've just said, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the episode. Thank you for watching the season. It has been successful. I'm a little bit still down about the Bayern Munich game, I think you can tell, but thank you so much for all your support. It really means the world. If you have enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe, and until I see you again, stay cool. Cheers.